Ezinne, the child of fate. Final part. I had been swallowed by the word of the unborn. The moment I closed my eyes, I knew I was no longer in the land of the living. The voices of the children surrounded me, whispering in soft, knowing tones. Their words did not comfort me. Instead, they reminded me that I was no longer me. No longer in Mama's arms. Are you not playing again? One of the children asked after luring me to a place I didn't belong anymore. The king himself lied to me. He said 2 full moons, but he took me when I was not even ready, when I couldn't even communicate with Mama. The air was thick, pulsing with unseen energy, the ground beneath me shifting like something alive. Fate had wrapped itself around me, dragging me further from the world I had loved. I looked up, and there he was. The king. Stout and sturdy, with a beard that could rival a tangled thicket, he stood. His eyes, like chips of granite, held a gaze that could both warm a heart and chill the marrow. Every line etched upon his face told a tale of hardship, resilience, and a deep connection to the earth. "This is your place now," he finally said, his voice rolling through the misty air like distant thunder. I clenched my tiny hands, my heart pounding against my ribs. I wanted to fight. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run away, but the portal was closed and there was no escape. But I had no power here. And Mama had no power here. I had buried something on the ground, something to connect me and Mama, and I could still see her and feel her touch even when I was far away. Mama finally noticed I was no more. She spread her wrapper on the floor and sat on it crying. Of course she had lost yet another child. Days passed and I refused eating or talking to the other children. I felt they could no longer understand me and all I wanted was to go home. "There's nothing you would do that will make me send you back to that place. I know this time you will cut every connections you have here." Our king kept saying. I accepted my fate because there was nothing else I could do. In the land of the living, the villagers whispered. They told Mama that it was time that I needed to be buried. That she needed to let me go. It was surprising that my body did not decay. I was still very fresh, more reason Mama kept her hope high. Mama refused listening to them. She would not bury me. She would not say goodbye. She kept me close, refusing to send me away, holding me every night, whispering to me every morning, speaking my name as if she could call my soul back to her. She believed. She did not let go. And because she did not let go, I was still here begging on her behalf. Somewhere deep within me, I could feel the pull. Not toward the world of the unborn, but back home. The other children watched me closely. They did not understand why I still felt connected to the land of the living, why my soul still trembled at the sound of Mama's voice. And neither did the king. Days passed. Then moons. And yet I did not fade the way the others did. I was different. I was being pulled back. Every time Mama spoke, every time her hands touched me, every time she refused to give up, her grief stretched beyond the veil of the living and reached into the world of the unborn, gripping me tightly. She was calling me. And the king felt it. I sat among the other children, staring into the misty horizon of the unborn world. I could hear Mama's voice, distant but persistent, breaking through the barrier of fate. The king watched me carefully. He had noticed the change, the hesitation, the shift in the balance of destiny. "You should not still be here," he murmured. I said nothing. But fate itself was unraveling. Then the king sighed deeply. "She refuses to bury you," he said. "She refuses to let go." I felt the energy shift, the invisible chains around me loosening. The king stared at me for a long moment, unreadable. Then, after what felt like an eternity, he spoke again. "She has made her choice." The mist stirred. The unseen forces withdrew. And suddenly, I felt it. The pull. But this time, it was not dragging me into the world of the unborn. It was pushing me back. Home. I gasped, my breath hitching, my body growing impossibly heavy. The whispers around me faded, the voices of the children slipping into silence. Then, light. Warmth. The first sound I heard was Mama's voice. She was speaking to me, her words soft. I just couldn't believe it. I opened my eyes. And I was home. Her arms wrapped around me instantly, her voice shaking with emotion. Ezinne, she whispered, pressing her forehead against mine. She had won. Not because fate allowed it. Not because I had fought. But because Mama never let me go. And for once fate had no choice but to surrender. Mama, I called, after staring at her for a while to be sure I was really back home. I had waited for years to finally call a woman Mama. Tears dropped from my little eyes, I had to give her a hug. I whispered, I told you I would stay, but she could not hear me, as I was still learning how to speak like the people in the land of the living. The end.